Nothing is more beautiful than a real smile that has struggled through tears. And I couldn't agree with that statement more. Because I feel that in the Parkinson's world, there's a quiet desperation where people are looking for anything at all that can help with our symptoms, that can relieve, at least provide partial relief of our symptoms. And I believe the VILIM Ball is one of those things that can. And I'm excited and happy to share the 6-month update. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get right to it. Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinson's. If you're new here, welcome. We hope you'll consider subscribing. If you are interested in your own VILIM Ball, there's a link in the description below that will take you to the JSC VILIMed website, where you can use the code LWP50 for €50 off the purchase of your own ball, and at the same time you'll be able to support Life with Parkinson's indirectly, and we really appreciate that. I just want to thank our sponsor JSC VILIMed for giving us this opportunity to share the VILIM Ball with you and for funding this project so we have devices to test and share our results with you at the same time. And we are very excited to tell you about where we are at with our 6-month update. Also, near the end of this video, I will put a link up here somewhere for the 3-month update, so when you're done here, you can hop over there and check it out. And to get us going here with the results, we're just going to do some handwriting, make a little spiral, some numbers, write our name, just to keep track of if there's any tremors coming on or what's happening in my dexterity. It's a fun little thing to do, and I'm glad to have a little bit of history here now to refer to. The first thing we're going to talk about in this video is how is my anxiety doing? And I feel that I've gotten to a bit of a sweet spot with the VILIM Ball, where everything I feel is taken care of really well. Like I was getting better, but now it's kind of hit like a level plateau, and it's keeping up with my symptoms. One of the things I tried a couple of years ago was the Movapil rescue medication, which is now, of course, discontinued in Canada, and it worked, but there were side effects that pushed back on me, and I couldn't use it up to 5 times a day because the more I used it in a day, the more side effects I would have later on. But with the VILIM Ball, I don't get that. I don't get negative side effects. The other thing I tried was the Parkinson's vibration gloves, the homemade version, and I just could never get it right. And I discovered recently through some help that it's probably because I had the wrong software program loaded up, but I didn't know that the whole time. So we would just try and solve the problem, and the overstimulation would keep happening. Now, I've been using the VILIM Ball 3 times a day for 6 months now, and I've never had an overstimulation problem with the VILIM Ball. It's never pushed back at me and said too much. There is only one time now, I've discovered over time, I can't use it when I'm in a bad off. If I'm really off, I can't use the VILIM Ball. It makes my problem of being off worse, but as the off passes, I'm okay to use it again. That's the only time I've found that I can't use the VILIM Ball, and for me that's really exciting. So the anxiety has leveled off really well, and I feel the ball is keeping up with my symptoms. The other symptom that the VILIM Ball has really helped with is dystonia, and the big one was morning dystonia. You know how you get it in your ankle or your foot where your toes just curl right over and want to snap your foot in half? I find using the VILIM Ball does help relieve that. And for me, that's substantial because for the longest time, it was a big problem for me every morning. I was like, I can't walk. I have to wait for my foot to kick in. And now it just kicks in automatically. I don't have to wait that long anymore. That's another thing that I think has leveled off really well. Dyskinesia, I've tried moving the ball dose around to times where I normally get bad dyskinesia during the day, and one of them is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But I just haven't found that the ball really helps me very much with the dyskinesia. I don't know why, but it just doesn't seem to be very effective with that. And just so you know, before we go any further and talk about other symptoms, you got to remember that the VILIM Ball was manufactured to help people with hand tremors. So the 2 main types of Parkinson's are tremor-based, which the ball is more designed to help with, and the other symptom set is movement-based, which the ball wasn't designed to help with. And I'm of the movement-based type of Parkinson's, and I'm getting all these benefits from a ball created to help with hand tremors. So I feel that it's incredible that I even get this much benefit at all. So I just want you to remember that. The next symptom we're going to talk about is freezing of gait. And freezing of gait has been a big problem for me since I've gone from like on and off periods between medication doses. Now if you don't understand that, our medication kind of has peaks and valleys. So after we take our pills, we come up to a peak, and then we have a peak time. And then as our pills wear off, we have a valley time. And then our good operating time is somewhere between those. So we generally have like on and off times with our medication. So as I'm drifting off, that's where I would get freezing of gait issues. And I feel the ball has really helped improve those. I don't have them as much during the day. And I don't have to call Haley very often now to like run and give me a chair. So I think it's, for a hand tremor device, I think it's really amazing that it helps with that at all. The other thing I talked about in the last video was on and off times. And I said that the VILIM Ball had been able to create a little bit more on time for me. You know, since the last update, I haven't noticed a big increase in either on time or off time. I just feel that the VILIM Ball is keeping everything at a good level. And the biggest problem I'm having right now is, of course, the dyskinesia. I just want to get back to that quote we talked about earlier at the beginning of the video. Nothing is more beautiful than a real smile that has struggled through tears. And one of the tears I had recently was the time tab game that I got addicted to. A little while ago, I got addicted to like a small cell phone game on my phone. And if you haven't been there, you might be thinking, that's crazy, man. Like, how can you get addicted to a game on your cell phone? Well, it happened. And part of the reason is that our dopamine receptors really desire dopamine hits, and the cell phone game was able to produce a lot of them. And the addiction was quick, and it was fast, and it really messed up my system. Sometimes I would play the game for like 5 hours in a row during the day. And then I would wake up in the middle of the night and play anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. And it really messed me up a lot. And one of the things it created were full body tremors. And I only played this game for about 30 days, but it took a big toll on me. But the VILIM Ball was probably the thing that kept me going through that whole time, because it would be like, full body tremor, you're out of here, we're taking over. So every time I used the ball, it would kind of reset my system and give me the energy and the focus and, you know, steady hands to play this game, because the game was inducing like full body tremors, which would affect my hands. So the VILIM Ball still has a lot left in it. It still has more to give. And I'm going to squeeze every little bit out of it that I can and tell you guys about it. I just think that it's phenomenal, like amazing, that I was able to play for that long, for that many hours per day, like eight hours or more per day on a game that was just eating me up alive. But the VILIM Ball was keeping me going. So if you're thinking about the VILIM Ball, you know, it's definitely got my nod. Of course, you need to decide what's best for you. You can always try the ball and then send it back if it doesn't work. And if you're not sure if it's right for you, you know, seek out some professional medical advice. So I just want to remind you that if you want to try your own VILIM Ball, hit the VILIMED website. Use the code LWP50 for €50 off the purchase of your own device. And at the same time, you'll support Life with Parkinson's, and we really appreciate that. And now the link to the 3-month update should be up here now for you. So when you're done here, we'll see you over there. So thank you for taking this journey together. Thank you for liking, watching, subscribing, and sharing this video with your family and friends. Please leave a comment or a question below. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Goodbye.